this is the definitive story of Jack the Ripper. The news agency received a letter which would give the murderer a special place in the history of crime. It was addressed to the boss and written in red ink. Though it claimed to be from the killer himself, at first they treated it as a joke. But realizing its potential significance, the agency sent it on to Chief Inspector Donald Swanson, the head of the investigation at Scotland Yard.
Dear boss, I keep on hearing the police have caught me, but they won't fix me just yet. I have laughed when they look so clever and talk about being on the right track. That joke about leather apron gave me real fits.
There really is nothing to prove that this letter was written by the murderer himself.
I went to bed at 11 o'clock. We didn't see nothing after that. We slept right through. We were out like a light.
The authorities had managed to identify the victim, but they'd achieved little else. In the face of a growing general opinion that the Whitechapel killings had to be connected, the police had been utterly unable to suggest a motive, and were still clinging to the idea that they were gang-related.
Opinion is gaining ground that the murderers are the same who committed the 2 previous murders near the same spot.
That did not stop the radical press continuing to use the murders to fuel their attacks on the police and the Home Office.
And when public opinion is at last aroused and the whole East End...
The head of the police investigation, Chief Inspector Donald Swanson, was later to give to the Home Office a comprehensive account of what Schwartz saw.
The man tried to pull the woman into the street, but he
and the country's top detectives. His elusiveness was nothing short of miraculous.
The Ripper files were closed in 1892, 4 years after the murders. Because there had been no solution, the case papers...
The casebook of 14 unsolved murders, the police continued to examine the evidence. And several believed that their biography came to light.
Donald Swanson was my great-grandfather. The book by Anderson had been found with my great-grandfather's notes in it. They seemed to me the correct and sober reflections of the man, above all, who knew most about the case of anybody, and that what he wrote was genuine and correct.
Swanson had made some penciled notes in the margins and on the end papers of the book, and he named Anderson's suspect as Kosminski.
Both Anderson and Swanson say that there was a witness identification of the suspect.
The witness refused to give evidence against the suspect, and the police were forced to release him.
On the suspect's return to his brother's house in Whitechapel, he was watched by police, city CID, by day and night.
But his family almost immediately committed him to a lunatic asylum.
They were in the position to know the evidence against all the major suspects. He's one of the suspects who we know was in the area at the time. He was skipped.